The Supreme Court has erased 2 cases involving President Trump's controversial travel ban off its calendar after the White House issued a revised travel ban Sunday. The new restrictions bring the number of countries under the ban to 8. CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid is in Washington. So, Paula, what is the significance of the Supreme Court dropping its hearings?
They were supposed to hear arguments about Travel Ban 2.0, so now that we have the 3rd iteration of the travel ban, the Supreme Court wants both sides to submit briefs explaining what exactly it is there still is to discuss before the court.
Well, does this effectively end the lawsuit from the previous ban?
It doesn't. The Supreme Court could still hear arguments on this 3rd travel ban, and there's also the outstanding issue of refugees. The new travel ban policy does not address refugees where the previous 2 did, and refugees were at the center of a lot of this litigation. So the litigation will absolutely continue.
So in addition to the refugees, what is different with this new ban?
2 key differences here. The first is that each of the countries has its own sort of specifically tailored restrictions, which is different than what we saw with the previous 2 that were really blanket bans with blanket waivers and blanket carve-outs that applied to every country. We also see the addition of 3 new countries: North Korea, Venezuela, and Chad. Now, North Korea and Venezuela, of course, are the only 2 non-predominantly Muslim countries on the list.
Well, will this face some of the same legal challenges potentially?
It is likely. Now, of course, North Korea and Venezuela, some people could argue, those who oppose this ban could argue, were only added to undercut the argument that this is essentially a Muslim ban. Especially if you look at the restrictions on Venezuela, they only really apply to a small group of officials. And North Korea, there aren't a lot of people traveling from North Korea to the United States. So it does appear that there is enough sort of meat for people who oppose the travel ban to continue to push the argument that this is actually religious discrimination.